and now you have to leave this apartment at this very moment. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm kicking you out, leave. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title, this is going to be a girl talk slash story time. I feel compelled to share this story with you all, and I was going back and forth thinking if I should share it or not, but I personally feel like I should share it because it is something that reminds me when I'm in bad situations that not all bad situations will last, and that somehow, some way, through faith in God and just quickly making decisions can help you get out of those bad situations. This story time is going to take you guys all the way back to end of 2014, early 2015. And keep in mind, okay, I was already modeling in Cape Town and everything, and I was meant to go back to Cape Town to go model, but I told my agency, you know what, no, I don't want to go back this season. I want to go to another country. So they were a bit upset with me and everything, but I made the proper decision to go to Istanbul, Turkey. Now, I had visited Istanbul, Turkey on vacation, and I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I did a solo travel there for 5 days, like the best time with the Blue Mosque and all that amazing stuff. However, living there was a totally different story, and modeling there in the wintertime, totally different story. Oh, right off the bat, this is a new agency. Right off the bat, the contract was already shady. Like, I had my dad and everybody look over it because I was already feeling like this is weird. But even they told me like, yeah, that's really shady, you should not sign it, all that kind of stuff. But in the end, I still did what I wanted, and that was to go there and sign with them. Anyway, so I get there and I'm working pretty well, actually, making money and everything. Like, I pay for my own flight. Usually they pay for your flight, but since they were new and they didn't have that much money, I paid for my own flight, and I had to pay 500 euros a month for my own for my room. Keep in mind, I stayed in a model's apartment, which means I was in a room with 3 other people. I have never stayed in a model's apartment before. I'm not a fan of model apartments, and before I stayed in my own apartment, so I was sharing an apartment with someone else, but I never stayed in an actual model apartment with those type of rules. And we had rules as we had a curfew before 10 p.m. and they had their reasons for that, but it was curfew before 10 p.m. You weren't allowed to let anybody come live in the apartment and all that kind of stuff. You know, you couldn't change your appearance, your hair, or you couldn't gain weight, or you'll get kicked out, and when you get kicked out, they keep your money. So as I said, the contract was crazy, or just all over the place. And I never really had a contract like that, but I mean, that was my first time having a contract like that. So anyway, I'm in this apartment and I'm working. It's cold, but I'm not really happy being there because I don't really just like the environment, and I don't like the way I'm being treated as a model there. And as a woman there, it was just quite uncomfortable for more than 5 reasons, but I stuck with it because I was still working. He had a driver. He would always pick us up at 7 a.m. and then we didn't get home till like 10 p.m. So I didn't have any social life, no social life at all. I was always with those girls at work, with the girls at work. But like, not having a social life is no big deal when you're working. It's like chilled, but like, you know, you also want to talk to people. And since I was single, a friend of mine suggested that I join Tinder. Now, this is my first time joining Tinder. I never joined Tinder before, and I ended up meeting a guy on Tinder. Really nice guy. So we went out to dinner and everything because I had an off day, which was a Saturday. So I was really excited. I was like, I have an off day finally. I've been here for 3 months. I get to go out and do something. So I went to dinner with this guy, and then I wanted to make sure I didn't breach my contract because of that stupid curfew. So I was like, I have to be back by 10, but I mean, you can meet the other girls and we can have a tea, because like we weren't drinking alcohol and stuff. Where we were stationed, they didn't also sell it, so all you drank was a lot of Turkish tea, which is like delicious. So I was like, yeah, just come hang out since I have a curfew, but you can come inside the apartment and we can all hang out and drink tea. So he came over. Keep in mind, no, we were not in my room getting freaky. We were not in any private room, just a living room with 5 other girls sitting down chatting. The owner of the agency, he did also live in the apartment upstairs, and he always came to bother us in our apartment. Always, all the time, and he always wanted us to go out with him and his friends, but he didn't allow us to do our own thing. So it was always like really like a prison almost. So while we were all having tea, that guy, the owner of the agency, came down and saw the guy and freaked. What the fuck? He was like, what is this? What is going on? Why is he here? Like, he freaked. He kicked the guy out and was like, get out this. Like, he went crazy, right? And then he comes to me and like, you know what, Unique? I do like you, but I'm a man of my word, and now you have to leave this apartment at this very moment. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm kicking you out. Leave. I was like, what? Like, I was like, literally, like, can't you just wait until tomorrow till I figure out what I have to do? He was like, no, you have to get out this place right now. First of all, I paid rent here. It's not even yours. Like, you don't even own it. So, but he was like, you gotta go. And also that owner, he was already really shady, because he had already kicked the girl prior to kicking me out, because she had gained 3 kgs more, and she had started to, you could see it in her face, and he was like, oh, you gained weight, you don't look good no more, bye. And like I said, when you kick somebody out, you get to keep the money. I had already made this man 9,000 euros in less than 3 months that I was there. And I didn't get to get any of it because he kicked me out. Anything, I just cried, because I was like, you know what? You want me out and you seem kind of crazy. You already seem kind of crazy, so I'm gonna get out. I'm just gonna leave. But guess what? I have no money in my bank account. Literally less than, like, what, 10 euros, right? No money. Where we stay was an hour from the city, and to get to the city cost 70 euros to go to the city. So I have no money. No, I know no one. I have nothing. I'm not about to be walking around homeless with all my suitcases and everything. So I just grabbed my backpack. Keep in mind, I was living in my suitcase for 3 years. Everything that I had, I got rid of all my apartments and everything. Everything I had was in those suitcases. Thankfully, I'm not super materialistic or anything, so I was able to just easily ditch it, grab my backpack, pack all my necessities, and bounce. And all I'm thinking while I'm outside in the cold, because it was February and it was snowing and it was really cold, I'm crying, praying to God, and I only know one person. It was that boy who just got kicked out. So I text this stranger and I'm like, can you please come pick me up? I literally have nowhere to go. I have nothing to do. I have no money, and I can't put myself in a hostel because I'm too far out from the city already. Can you please somehow help me? So the guy, like I said, he was really frustrated because the owner had got kind of, not violent, but quite aggressive. So he came back with one of his friends, which scared me, because here I am with a strange guy that I just met, don't really know, and he shows up with a 6'+ type guy who I also don't know, and I have to put all my trust in him right now. He came to pick me up, and he was gonna stay at my friend's farmhouse, and I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, and it's 3 hours away, and I'm like, 3 hours? I'm going to a farmhouse 3 hours away with 2 completely strange boys. What have I gotten myself into? What have I gotten myself into? But you know what? Okay, because it's not like I have another option besides sleep on the street in the cold and the snow. So I get in the car with them, and we're driving to the farmhouse, and at this point I did take a secret picture of the license plate. I did take a picture of both of them secretly, and I'm on WhatsApp with my friends crying like, guys, I got myself in something real crazy. I don't know what's happening. I'm updating them every 20 minutes with my location, because I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but God forbid something bad happens. I needed someone to know my whereabouts, just to take some type of proper just precaution. Just please know my whereabouts. If anything happens, this is the last place I was. Just know, because I didn't know what else to do. So, and also the guy, he was Muslim, and he needed to stop and pray all the time. I have nothing against any other religion, but at that point in my time, in that situation, it's the middle of the night, it's past midnight now, and I'm in a car with 2 guys in the middle of the road, and you're stopping every certain time to stop and pray. And it frightened me a bit, only because I wasn't sure if he was just praying or if he was stopping for any other reason, because he is a strange guy to me, not because of the praying, but just because he's a stranger. And while he was praying, I was also praying to God, like, please help me out. Please, God, please don't let them do that bad to me. You know, this is all I can do, like, God, please. You know? So then we get to the farmhouse, which turned out to be an actual, like, huge building, mansion type thing. I don't know these people. And I get there, and they're not like too much talking about the situation, because their English was also really bad, but they tried the hardest to talk to me and make me feel comfortable. And they gave me food, they let me stay in their single guest room. They had kids there, so they also took a leap of faith to trust a stranger. I mean, obviously it's more of them than me, but they, like I said, made me feel comfortable. And I was happy to be there, because I felt suddenly safe, actually, with a group of strangers that I did not know, but they made me feel comfortable and safe. And so while I'm in their single guest room, I'm now thinking to myself, I have no money. I don't know what to do, because the next day I have to leave. Like, they're kicking me out, you know. They're just doing me the favor for the night. So I think it's Saturday. It's like 3 a.m. now. I messaged my agency in South Africa, and they didn't have, and like the thing is, like I told you, they were a little bit upset that I ditched them in the first place and took another agency and went someplace else. But I contacted them in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. and I didn't tell them anything. I just said, guys, I need a flight out of Turkey, Istanbul, as soon as possible. Right now, the quickest flight out of this country. They responded less than 20 minutes later with, we have your flight on Wednesday. If that is not God right there, y'all, I'm like, I broke down crying, like, I have a flight out of the country, okay? So I'm thinking, like, trying to think on my toes. I have a flight out of here, and I just have to make it through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Just 4 days, just 4 days, but I still have a problem. No money and no place to stay. And I'm just still freaking out, still trying to figure out what to do. And so Sunday comes, and I still don't have no money. But you know what happened, guys? A miracle happened. In my case, this, for me, is a miracle, and it's like God hears your prayers. That's all I can say, because my cousin, I'm always in contact with my cousin, and I'm not usually in contact with my cousin, but while in Istanbul, I was always on Snapchat talking to him, and him and I were always in contact via social media. And a whole day, almost 2 days went by that I was not in contact with my cousin via social media, and he got worried. So he contacted one of the girls on my face that I stayed in the model apartment with. He contacted her via Facebook and asked her, hey, I haven't heard from my cousin in a while. Is she okay? She hasn't been on social media in about 2 days. And she informed him that I had been kicked out and that she had no clue where I was. And in return, he contacted my family, my dad, and was like, do you know where your daughter is? They were like, no. And he explained to them I'd been kicked out. And in return, they called me that day, that Sunday, and was like, are you crazy? Why didn't you tell us? And the reason why I didn't call my family is because, one, I moved out of my parents' house at 17. I put myself to college. I've been taking care of myself since then. And they had already told me and warned me about that contract. So I'm not sure if the reason I didn't inform them was because A, I was embarrassed, or because I'm not used to trying to ask for help, because I'm not used to just asking for help. I think to myself, I'll figure it out myself, and if I can't figure it out myself, there has to be another option. You know, I'm this kind of person who says I could just do it myself, but you can't always be Superwoman. You can't always be the person who figures it out. You need help. And I just didn't think to ask them for help because I don't know why. And either way, God came through for me and was like, if you're gonna be too stubborn and too prideful or too embarrassed, I got you, boo. Because that's literally what I heard God say to me. But whatever. And my dad, they called me and they sent me rest money. They all gathered money together and sent me money via Western Union, and I picked it up that Sunday, used that money to go put myself in a hostel, and at this point everything is all good. I have a flight out of the country, I have money, and I have food. I went from homeless in the cold, in the snow, with nothing, to needing to trust strangers, to getting a flight, an answer right away from my agency who I decided not to be in contact with for months, to now having money and just what, you know? That Wednesday came, I'm out of Istanbul, I'm in Cape Town, super happy, and I'm sleeping in my old apartment on my friend's couch. So it was Wednesday, and I'm just filled with joy to be there, right? And so one of my friends, Vince, he's a bartender, and he overheard a lady at the bar talking about how she needed somebody to take over her apartment because somebody had moved out right away and she needed somebody to pay the rent because she couldn't or whatever. And so he's like, I know somebody who needs an apartment. When can she move in? And the lady's like, right now, tomorrow if even. So he rushes home and he's like, Unique, I found you an apartment. You can move in tomorrow. The lady needs somebody to hurry up and pay the rent. And I was like, I got money for rent. I can pay the rent. I need an apartment. And sure enough, the next day I moved in. So guys, I went from, like I said, no money, less than 10 euros in my bank account, no food, no way, homeless in the cold with my backpack, to I'm in a whole different continent, in an apartment, with money, and in the country and city that I wanted to be in originally. I just didn't leave Istanbul, and I couldn't have done that without God. It was like I was in a situation and I was just like, God, you have to take the wheel, because at this point I can't see the wheel. I don't know how to drive no more. I messed up. Please help me, save me. And I just kept the faith, and I was just praying, and in the end it all worked out. And this story time and girl talk is to just encourage you guys to not give up, and to, when you're in a bad situation and you feel like it's never going to change or you're never going to get out of it, just know you will. Just keep the faith and make the proper steps to help yourself get out of a situation. And if a situation's not working, hopefully you have other options that can just completely remove that bad situation from your life. And I may not be a person who's living by every rule of Christianity, you know. I'm not a perfect human being, but I do try to treat others as I would want them to treat me, and I do try to live my life in a way that I try to see as being good. And I do pray, and I do believe that there is a higher being or higher force out there other than us mere humans. And what I'm trying to say is, sometimes bad things happen. You can't predict the future. You can't always predict it. And I just got really blessed and was really fortunate enough that my bad situation led me to a very beautiful time in my life. I had one of the best summers of my life in Cape Town. I even met Fabian a week after I arrived to Cape Town. I simply had one of the most amazing experiences in my life early 2015, and I went through a really bad situation to get to a good one. Anyway guys, that sums up and ends my story time. I want to also inform you guys that I'm going to have a Girl Talk Tuesday, so a Girl Talk video every Tuesday. So I would love if you guys can go ahead in the comment section below and tell me something that you're interested in, or if you think I'm knowledgeable about something that you would like me to speak about or shed some light on, also put that in the comment section below, and I will talk about it on Tuesdays, and we can have like these weekly Girl Talk videos every Tuesday. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see you guys and read you guys' suggestions. So please go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna end this video now and say thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to thumbs it up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. Bye guys.